What's up, Ragin Nation? How y'all doing? This is Alex. You're watching the Ragin Nation show, Transformers 4 Edition. This is just a web series where we talk about all things that matter to me for the production of the fourth installment of the live-action Transformers film franchise directed by Michael Bay. This is update number 33, and we got a lot to talk about because they just wrapped up filming at the China set in Detroit. A lot has been going on over there. It was totally action-packed, complete with explosions and a lot of like panicking and people freaking out and running around, and of course a lot of Autobots, including Hound, Bumblebee, the Bugatti Veyron, the Pagani Huayra, and also the C7 Corvette. So it was pretty awesome, and I'm pretty sure there was a lot of CG Decepticons and Autobots duking it out on the China set. So pretty cool stuff. And something else that was very interesting to me was that this photo, this really nice, beautiful photo was captured while on the Chinese set, and it focused on the Pagani Huayra, but far in the back you see the emergency response vehicle. You know, that very mysterious vehicle that we've been seeing caught very rarely, and it doesn't get shown up a lot in a lot of people's spy photos, and this is one of the few times it's been shot very clearly. And of course, a lot of people are suggesting that Ratchet's back. It could be an upgraded and reformatted version of Ratchet, or also it could be a brand new character such as Red Alert or First Aid of the Predactobots. Who knows, but I would love to see a brand new character and a brand new alt mode, you know, to complement all these sports cars. So that would be cool to have that guy, or that vehicle rather, as part of the Autobot team. Alright, moving on. One of the things I thought was very interesting in the China set was this waste management vehicle that you see in this photo right here. Remember the one of the Decepticon drones in the Washington DC scene in Transformers Dark of the Moon? You know, that invasion scene? Well, the robot mode scans a waste management vehicle, you know, a dump truck, and then it rolls off. It was probably a 3-second screen time scene, and I think he's back. I think that particular drone is back. I don't think it's going to get a whole lot of screen time in Transformers 4 because Michael Bay is known to do stuff like that, where he takes the old Decepticon models and he brings them back in the sequels, and then we say that, oh, so-and-so's back. This particular Decepticon's back. But it really doesn't matter. It's probably going to be a drone, and maybe it's going to have a little bit more screen time, but it's good to see that, you know, we're getting some more cameos of other Decepticons, alright? So, pretty interesting stuff. By the way, who's this red robot? This red robot was seen in this with the clapboard of Transformers 4, and it's a very blurry photo, but it's red. It's red, and because of that, automatically it suggests that it could be the robot mode of the Pagani Huayra. So that's something for you guys to speculate on, and you can kind of make out what he kind of looks like. So who knows who it is, but all the fingers point towards the Pagani Huayra, which we still don't know who it is. So moving on, last weekend they were shooting at the GM Lansing Plant. It wasn't really clear on what or how much they were going to be filming, but I think filming there was significant for 2 reasons, and one of the reasons is because of cinematography. It will probably look really, really great on film because of the unique architecture of the building, so the cinematography for that building is going to look great. And you know that Michael Bay loves to capture filming. He likes to film locations that have never been caught on film before. And the second reason is because it is in fact an auto factory plant, which suggests that, well, you know, new technology, like vehicle technology, can be manufactured there. And also, with regards to the story, remember I mentioned that one of the story ideas suggests that in Transformers 4, there's going to be scientists that they want to take Autobot and Decepticon Transformer technology and kind of reverse engineer it so they can possibly create their own robots. So who knows? And so that's something that's very, very interesting. But what I find is the most unique or significant twist to this to the filming there is that remember there was a car carrier that was carrying like a Buick and a Maserati and also a Cadillac. Well, that Cadillac was spotted at the GM Lansing Plant, and I think that's going to be really, really cool because we are shown probably one of the first Decepticons. I'm pretty sure that could be one of the Stanticons, and that could do battle with the Autobots. So very, very cool stuff. Moving on, remember that Cybertronian sword that a lot of the fans were suggesting is Star Saber that Mark Wahlberg was carrying? Well, it's not Star Saber at all. Star Saber is in fact a character, so there's no way that the sword could possibly be Star Saber. It is in fact an Energon sword. And this is a very unique artifact, and I think that this is the artifact that the Decepticons are after. You know, in every single one of the movies, it was in Transformers 1, it was the Allspark. In Transformers 2, it was the Matrix, and in Transformers 3, it was the Pillars. So in Transformers 4, possibly the Energon sword. And speaking of Mark Wahlberg, in a press interview for Two Guns, you know, the movie with Denzel Washington and Mark Wahlberg, there was a question asked about what his character is like in Transformers 4. I'm going to read you exactly what it says, and I'm going to go ahead and say that what he's about to say suggests that his character is kind of like another character in another Michael Bay movie, and that would be Harry Stamper in Armageddon. Check this out. He says, I give Jack, that would be Jack Rayner's character, a lot of shit in this movie. I didn't know my daughter had a boyfriend, and then all of a sudden, this punk kid is thrust into my life, and I have to deal with him while dealing with this very extraordinary set of circumstances. I have to entrust the most important thing in my life to him at a certain stage in the movie. If something happens to me, then protect my little girl. I love the human element in the movie. So if you don't already know about what happens in Armageddon, it's kind of like the Bruce Willis, Ben Affleck, Liv Tyler relationship that they have going on there. So I think there's a lot of inspiration from the story of Armageddon. So very interesting stuff. Now here's a little bit of information about the story that I received, and it's a possible rumor, so take it with a grain of salt. And I'm just going to read it to you right here. It suggests a mechanic and his daughter make a discovery that can bring down both the Autobots and Decepticons and a government official on them. So now there's a little bit of truth to this when I really think about it, because maybe the mechanic, who is Mark Wahlberg, and his daughter, who is Nicola Peltz, discovered the Energon sword, and the Energon sword is the technology that is able to bring down Autobots and Decepticons. Now everybody wants this Energon sword, including the government. All right, so there could be some truth to that. Now, if it's real or not, I don't know, but just take that with a little bit of salt, and it is in fact some speculation for you guys. Now, let's talk about some rumors, and the rumors suggest that the red and black Pagani Huayra could be Hot Rod or / Rodimus. A lot of people who were working on set were talking, and some people who are spectators were asking about the Pagani, and they were suggesting that it was Hot Rod. And not only that, if you look at this comic book, this clips, these images from this comic book, the shape of Hot Rod in his alt mode really looks like the Pagani. So that's another suggestion where it could be Hot Rod. And another thing is that somebody, I don't know who, but I just read that somebody suggested that it could be Hot Rod, but they're not going to use the name Hot Rod. They're going to use the name Rodimus, because the name Hot Rod has been trademarked. So, you know what? There's some speculation for you guys. It is possible that Hot Rod could be in this movie and could possibly be a main character in this movie, and that would be really cool if it was, because that way they don't focus too much attention on Bumblebee. Optimus, you can give him as much screen time as you want, but I want to see a little bit more of some new characters as opposed to constantly being focused on Bumblebee. All right, and the other rumor that's going on is that you know, everybody's a fan of Sideswipe. Who doesn't like Sideswipe? Well, there's another rumor going on that the Lamborghini Aventador, you know, that one in the gunmetal color, or rather metallic dark gray, that could be Sideswipe. Okay, once again, it's a rumor. He could be reformatted and upgraded. You know, Michael Bay can do whatever he wants, but it's high possibility. Now, the three main things that suggest a character could be Sideswipe is that he's on rollerblades. You know, he's got the wheels for feet. He's got knives for his hands that retract and come out, and also his face shape. If he has all those things, then you can make Sideswipe however he wants to in his robot mode. So who knows? I wouldn't mind Sideswipe coming back, but I wouldn't also mind if it's Trax or Smokescreen, because it would be great to include some new characters in the Autobot lineup. So there you have it. That's all I got to say in this episode. I just want to finally end this thing with a little bit of talk about spoilers. I understand that there's a bit of spoilers going around about the story. Some people know something or claim they know something. I have one simple rule, and that is at the Ragin Nation, we don't talk about spoilers because you know, you don't want to ruin it for yourself. You don't want to ruin it for me, and most importantly, you don't want to ruin it for everybody else. So this is the Ragin Nation, not some irresponsible Transformers forum. You know, the Ragin Nation is a very is a community that where we talk about all this kind of stuff in a very respectable manners, and I really want to keep it that way. So because of that, once again, I want to remind you guys that I have a zero tolerance for spoilers, and anybody who talks about spoilers before I mentioned that there's no spoilers, there will be an instant ban and block, and that'll be the end of it. There won't be any warning. You will be banned and blocked for an indefinite amount of time. So let's keep it cool, and let's not talk about any spoiler stuff, all right? Until I say it's okay, all right? So there you have it. Let's do a couple shout outs. I want to give a shout out to Joseph Huang Jr., Maxime Grand Valiacourt, and Josh Cardwell for submitting me all this information. Like, I don't have anybody on the inside, or I don't have anybody who works for me who submits information to me. It's all from you guys, the fans, okay? So I really appreciate it whenever you send me information through Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And it's great because I like to present this information back to you guys at the Ragin Nation. Also, by the way, I was at SideCon this weekend in Tacoma, and I want to give a big shout out to the Ragin Nation representing in the Pacific Northwest. I hope I don't forget anybody, but I just want to say a big shout out to Snowa, Jimmy Kanoa, Carlos Atto, Stan, Steve, Ed, and there's a couple more people that I forgot to mention, or I didn't mention. There's just so many of you guys that I met, and I just want to say thank you for giving me such a warm welcome when I was at SideCon in Tacoma last weekend. So it was a lot of fun meeting you guys, and it was I had a great time at SideCon, so I hope to be there next year. And also, let's show off some cool stuff. We have a photo from Kelly Capri, who made this cool scene from Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. It's my favorite scene and everybody's favorite scene in the movie. That would be the forest fight, and of course you have Megatron stabbing Optimus Prime from the back, and then the sword is the blade is protruding from his chest. It just looks really, really cool. So thank you for that. Thank you for showing me, and it looks great. Thank you very much. And also, we got some artwork from Bomoni and Bomoni. I hope I pronounced it correctly. And we got, of course, who do we have here? We have Hound, we have Unicron, we got Shockwave, half completed Optimus Prime, and also his collection of Transformers live action movie toys, which includes Leadfoot, Roadbuster, and I think that is Skids of the Twins. Alright, so there you have it. And finally, the last thing I want to talk about is the fact that we just showed off some cool prototypes of Fans Project and Maki Toys third-party robot toys at the A3 Review. If you haven't checked it out, be sure to check it out. Subscribe to their channel. Boris and Spence are two cool guys that I work with, and you want to subscribe to their channel. A3U Review, that's youtube.com/A3U Review. Check out these third-party prototypes that they were showing at TF4 2 weekends ago. You definitely don't want to miss that because it is a great episode. If you don't already know, Season 2 of the A3 Review is being shown at their channel, A3U Review. So subscribe to that channel and show some support. Alright, there you have it. That's all I got to say in this episode. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I really appreciate it. And, you know, this is the one-stop shop if you want to watch more information for Transformers 4 and the production and all the updates. As always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter, @Ragin Nation. My name is Alex Yu. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.
It actually took quite a bit of engineering, and I mean, even down to the smaller sword that kind of fits on his back. Everything kind of has a place on this centerpiece.